Day 1 in Dragons Dogma II. The adventure unfolds within the ancient excavation site. Here, I step into the shoes of my character, a rugged and imposing figure named Roast Beef, affectionately dubbed Milk. At the ripe age of 31, I find myself immediately tasked with the laborious duty of hauling heavy stones. But fate takes an unexpected turn. The very foundations of Gal tremble and the air crackles with tension. A creature of mesmerizing allure, a seductive Medusa-like monster, violently breaches the prison walls. Without hesitation, I grasp my sword and plunge headlong into battle. The serpent-like adversary proves elusive, but determination fuels my every strike. Eventually, she succumbs to my blade. Seizing the chaos, we escape. A majestic griffin awaits us, perched near the prison. We soar to safety on its mighty wings, leaving the crumbling Gal behind. Alas, our flight is short-lived. The griffin falls victim to enemy fire. At a nearby outpost, a mysterious woman dubs me the Arisen. She unveils my latent power, the ability to command a legion of loyal companions known as pawns. These people materialize from riftstones scattered across the world. I dub my first pawn Twinkie, a pale-skinned, slender enigma with an aggressively pretentious demeanor. Our journey leads us to a beleaguered town recently ravaged by a dragon. There we uncover a haunting memory. The dragon stole our very heart, birthing our newfound status as Arisen. Determined, we set our course for the grand capital, where a self-proclaimed Arisen sips atop the throne. En route, we encounter a colossal cyclops, a hulking brute with a single eye. Battle erupts, and I focus my attacks on its vulnerable groin. After a fierce struggle, we triumph, claiming the cyclops' severed head as our trophy. And so as the sun dips below the horizon, I declare an end to this eventful day. On the second day of our journey in Dragons Dogma II, we arrived at the bustling city of Venworth. To our surprise, the acting queen was masquerading in Arisen to maintain her grip on the throne. Intrigued by this revelation, I temporarily set aside the main quest to embark on a side mission to unlock new vocations. Deep within a dimly lit cave, I clashed with goblins, their eyes gleaming with malice. The battle was fierce, but my determination prevailed. As I explored further, I stumbled upon a two-handed sword, a weapon fit for the warrior vocation, and a mystical staff suited for the sorcerer. Despite the allure of the warrior vocation, my eyes were set on the mystic spear vocation. Though for now, I decided to remain a fighter. I didn't want to become too entrenched in the warrior path. My next challenge awaited, a horde of lizardmen threatening a nearby town. With resolve, I defended the townsfolk and drove off the reptilian raiders. And that's where I decided to call it a day. Day 3 dawned in the realm of Dragons Dogma II. I always love starting today by killing a few goblins and a couple of hobgoblins. But my path led me back to Mel, where a horrifying sight awaited. A colossal dragon ravaging the village. Its skin bore festering blisters, a testament to some insidious disease. Without hesitation, I stepped forward to confront the vile beast. Blow after blow we fought, driving it back until it retreated. Amid the chaos, I encountered Sigrid, a man who revealed the secrets of the mystic spearhand vocation. Equipped with newfound knowledge, I faced a formidable adversary, a massive minotaur. Its speed was unmatched, but with unwavering resolve, my team and I prevailed. As twilight settled, I stumbled upon a nameless village, shrouded in shadows. Within its confines, an underground obstacle course revealing the village's true nature, a den of thieves. After asking the thieves of the false Arisen in the capital, I decided to call it a day. Day 4 dawned in the realm of Dragons Dogma II. I began by attending a grand ball, shadowing the false Arisen through a concealed passage that led to a seedy brothel. My purpose? To gather more evidence against the queen. Next, I stealthily infiltrated Allard's room, hoping to uncover secrets that would expose the queen's deception. But the intrigue didn't end there. A regal coronation presided over by the king, masquerading as the false Arisen. As the ceremony unfolded, my companion Twinkie exhibited signs of distress. The false Arisen possessed an ability to manipulate pawns using a particular purple gem. After discovering that, eager to explore further, I ventured into the Baffle region. My first stop, the checkpoint rest town. Yet, fate had other plans. A colossal skeleton necromancer emerged, its bony form animated by dark magic. The battle was fierce, and one of the necromancer's spells conjured a colossal tornado, tossing our party members like leaves in a storm. Annoying? Yes, but undeniably cool. Day 5 dawned in Dragons Dogma II, and my journey led me to the desert region of Batal. As I explored the sun-scorched landscape, a formidable adversary awaited. My first encounter with a griffin. This majestic creature was no pushover. Its wings beat the air with power, and its talons could rend stone. But fortune favored me. I fought alongside my steadfast companion Kate. Together we wrestled the beast to the ground, learning its patterns and weaknesses. Standing between its wings, I dealt devastating blows, and soon the griffin lay defeated. Yet our trials were far from over. A swamp ogre emerged, its hulking form encircled by venomous swamp lizards. This was the tankiest ogre we'd faced so far, and the battle stretched long, but determination prevailed and we vanquished the beast. Undeterred, I delved into a dark cave only to be pursued by a colossal dog, a mini-boss in its own right. This fight was grueling, but eventually we killed the beast. With the taste of battle still fresh, I set my sights on Back Batal, the bustling capital city of Batal. Day 6 in the arid expanse of Dragons Dogma II, my journey led me deep into the heart of the Batal region. The first formidable foe to cross my path was a colossal stone golem, its stony hide adorned with azure gems. These gems held the key to victory. I shattered them one by one, weakening the golem until it crumbled. Undeterred, I faced another swamp ogre. My newfound strength allowed me to dispatch it swiftly. Then a familiar adversary returned, the griffin. This time, I was no novice. Within minutes, I sent it plummeting to the ground. Curiosity led me to a particular cave where a necromancer awaited. The confined space intensified its deadly tornado attacks, but I emerged victorious, my resolve unshaken. And then, a massive three-headed chimera. Cautious but resolute, I clung to its back, wrestling it down repeatedly until I cut off all 3 of its heads. And then, I decided to call it a day. Day 7 in Dragons Dogma II. Amidst the nice, serene beaches, I found myself conversing with a wild-eyed homeless man. A colossal castle emerged from the sea behind us. Within the massive walls, the ghost of the former Arisen, Rothias, awaited. He bestowed upon me a dagger, its blade infused with his very essence, and tempered in the purest dragon blood. Back in Batal, I entrusted the blade to a sinister figure, a choice that gnawed at my instincts. His cryptic words revealed the truth. To mend the dagger, I must slay a dragon. A daunting task, but duty called. Hired to thwart an assassination plot, I faltered. The stakes were high, and my failure weighed heavily. Shout out to anyone who failed this assassination mission. I had no idea what to do. Undeterred, I ventured forth seeking a dragon to challenge. But instead, I encountered 2 colossal cyclopses. And Jesus, these guys were strong. I had to rip their armor off one by one to just take them down. My blade kept on getting deflected by the dang armor. These guys took me forever to kill, but they were... Eventually, I got them. It was a good fight, though. Day 8 dawned in Dragons Dogma II, and my path led me back to Vermund. There, whispers of a ghost carriage piqued my curiosity. But as I delved deeper, I uncovered a darker truth, an illegal pawn transportation business. Determined to infiltrate their ranks, I donned the guise of a pawn and slipped aboard. Armed with only my bare fists, I faced off against goblins. And I beat the hell out of them. Jesus. But the real revelation awaited. Batal. The city I once trusted was complicit in purchasing pawns for an illicit pawn army. Yearning for change, I embraced the warrior vocation. My first test, a griffin. Swift and fierce, it retreated before I could fully engage, but it felt good using this new 2-handed weapon. It was distinctly different from my previous magic spear hand exploits. Emboldened, I set my sights on a greater challenge, a dragon. To the dragon's tower I ventured, confronting the same beast that haunted my memories from moons past in Melb. The battle was grueling, my new vocation still unfamiliar, but with the mighty uppercut slash skill, I felled the beast, emerging with minimal injuries. I actually destroyed this dragon, it felt really good. Day 9 in Dragons Dogma II, my path led me to a confrontation with the long-awaited Medusa, the alluring yet treacherous serpent. I wanted to get my revenge for what she did to us at the beginning of the game at the Gowl. Our battle stretched for quite a while. I danced on the edge of her gaze, avoiding petrification. Reluctantly, we chipped away at her formidable form until she lay defeated. This actually took me quite a while. I had to get to her body, and her body's kind of high up. Most of the fight here was me attacking her tail because her body was so high, so the fight took quite a while. I ended up taking her down in the end with little casualties. With the Medusa vanquished, I delivered dragon materials to the Batal scientist. His arcane skills reforged the blade, infusing it with the soul of an Arisen. Our mission now? Delivered this potent weapon to Lord Phasis, but fate intervened. A colossal statue emerged from the sea, pursuing Lord Phasis. It was heading toward the Agamemnon volcano island. We tracked the behemoth, scaling its massive form and popping these giant purple gross zits on him. The giant was trying to get to Lord Phasis, but luckily we were able to bring the statue to its knees and defeat it just in time before it reached Lord Phasis. Now was the time for the final reckoning. Lord Phasis was deep in the Gowl, wielding the Godstone to summon the Royce Dragon. When he summoned the Royce Dragon, Lord Phasis had the idea that the Royce Dragon would obey him, but oh was he wrong. The dragon came down from the sky and roasted his body, just charred him up. With Lord Phasis dead and my enemies defeated, it was just me and the dragon. And the dragon posed a choice, to either fight the dragon and fulfill the prophecy of the Arisen, or to retreat for now and choose to keep the world as it is. And of course, I chose to fight. The dragon told us to get on its back so we could fly to the final destination of our fight, which was in the middle of the volcano. And this is where the duel began. It was a long battle. This was a 45-minute clash. I tried to employ my patented strategy, stand on its back, and just swing at its wings, but that failed. The dragon hurled me off repeatedly. As desperation struck in, I aimed for its heart, but I was a little too short to reach it. So I slowly chipped away at its health bar, barely hitting the heart, sometimes knocking it down. Honestly, it was mostly Twinkie shooting the dragon in the face that kind of did most of the damage. But I was there when he fell down. I was doing tons of damage to his heart. At the end of the day, though, the dragon's attacks were pretty easy to avoid, and he was a little too big to really do any damage to us. And luck favored me overall. And the colossal beast fell to its knees. And we ended up defeating the dragon, and I secured my place as the true Arisen and got my throne back. And that is how the story ended in Dragons Dogma 2. Thank you guys for watching. You'll get my full take in the full YouTube video of the game. There's been a lot of discourse whether the game's good or bad. I'll tell you my full take in the game at the very end of the video. But go check it out on YouTube, Toad Knight Gaming. Yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. Good or bad, I enjoyed myself. Okay, everybody, thank you for making it this far in the video. I hope you guys enjoyed my recap of the game and my experience. I'll get the brass tacks now. How I felt about the game, because this game had a lot of controversy coming out. Two big things, bugs and microtransactions. Number one, bugs. I didn't find any in my playthrough, but before I started the game, I adjusted in the settings. This has a really nice little dial in the settings, and it shows you how much your graphics card can take. So I just put the settings to however much my graphics card can handle, and I didn't find any bugs in the game. I only found 2 hard locks, but that's because I had OBS and 20 tabs open on the side of my computer. My computer overheated, and I just restarted. The autosave feature is really good in this game, so you can just go back like 5 seconds. It wasn't that big a deal. And I also played Fallout and Skyrim. I'm kind of a boomer. Those games have way more bugs. Honestly, I think it gets a little virtue signaling when people complain about bugs. I think the people who complain about bugs would also say they really like Fallout and Skyrim, which have way more bugs than any other modern game I've ever played ever. And I don't think people care that much about bugs, to be honest with you. I don't care about bugs, and I didn't run into any in this game, except for 2 hard locks. Next up, microtransactions. This is going to be a tough pill to swallow, everybody, but microtransactions are favored over games with the general gaming community. I know people complain about it. I hate microtransactions myself, but if you go to your Steam profile and look at your Steam review for the year, you will see on the screen right now, mine says 82% of the games I played were new releases, but the Steam average is 9%. That means people just don't buy new releases. And if you look here at this Steam stat that says games that came out 1 to 7 years earlier, 52% of the general audience pays games that were released in the past 1 to 7 years. These games are thriving on in-game purchases. People prefer to play for in-game purchases than they do new games. Unfortunately, that is a hard fact. That's a hard pill to swallow. No one likes it, but if the stats stay at 9% of people playing new games, then we're going to see a lot more microtransactions in the future, because that is what people like. There's a huge demand for microtransactions. There's a low demand for new games, unfortunately. I hate microtransactions, and if you're same with me, if you're in the category of 82% new games played, new releases played, I got good news for you. The microtransactions don't matter in this. I think AAA games are going to be required to have microtransactions because players really want them. Even though they don't say they want them, the stats prove that they want them more. One horse in World of Warcraft sold more than StarCraft 2 Wings of Liberty entirety. Give you a good hint about the supply and demand of microtransactions, no matter what people say online. But I think they did good for people who play new releases. Us, 9% of the Steam community, of the gaming community who plays new releases, I'll tell you right now, I never even looked at microtransactions, nor did I care at all. Nor was I ever prompted to, or no pop-ups or anything like that. It was completely separate from the game on the Steam page, which is really good. Okay, now for my actual review of the game. I think the game was fine. It's a little too easy for my blood. I just didn't. Sometimes, like in a Dark Souls game, you get a little anxiety before going into a boss fight. I got that at the beginning, but then when I realized each boss fight was pretty easy, I just kind of walked through the game. It disappointed me a lot, the easiness of the game. That was my first con, and then my second con was the story. Those were my only 2 cons in the game. The story was a little boring, and the game was a little too easy. Other than that, exploration was great. Combat was great. I enjoyed the side quests a lot. Dialogue between people was great. There's a lot to love about this game. Only 2 cons, but a ton of different pros. I thought the weapons were cool. The vocations were awesome. The spells were really cool. I really liked how it limited your spells you can use to only 4. It gave room for different builds, different strategies, and just different gameplay based on what vocation you had or what skills you chose to use. I enjoyed that. The gameplay was awesome. I just wish it was harder, and I wish the story was a little more in-depth. That's my honest take. Personally, I'd give this game a 6 out of 10. but generally I'd say probably 7 out of 10 for most people, if I was going to recommend it to like a friend. When I think of an RPG, I think of Octopath Traveler, Star Ocean, older Final Fantasies, a lot more stat-based, math-based, you know, you're looking for the best equipment, min-maxing. But if I say RPG and you think of Fallout or Skyrim, I think you'll feel a lot better with this game than I did. Because it's more about like the story, exploration, open world, all that stuff. Yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.